Hello, Trailblazers, and welcome to another training in the Entrepreneur Journey Group. Today, I have with me Don Stratton of I just lost it in my head, Don. You just told me. I said the Godfather of Sales, and we just went over this. It's really funny. But the Real Life Closer, I got it. The Real Life Closer. And he has training today on the 3 questions you must ask in order to close more sales calls. Don, how are you today?
I am doing quite well. Thank you very much. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So without further ado, I'm going to just hand everything over to you, and you can blow our minds.
All right. So, yeah, one of the things that I've noticed over the last 2 years of being in remote sales online, and if you can hear the rain or the storm outside, I'm sorry, I can't control that. Is that a lot of coaches, when they're newer or when they're starting to grow, they get nervous about asking for the money. They're not sure how to lead that sales call, that coaching call, into being able to actually transfer it into a sale. So these are some questions that will help you to lead into that and open up the discussion for it that you really should be using if you're not. Now, the funny part is it's technically going to be 6 questions and 1 question, but it's 3. So yeah. The first of which is, what did you like about the information you've seen about us already? Mm-hmm. Right now, if you're not sending out some sort of information between the time you book the call and the time you actually take the call, fix that. You should be. You need to be preparing people for what you're going to be talking about, giving them a little bit of a teaser of what your company does, more so than what they've got. Let them know something. By starting off the conversation this way, finding out what they know already, it will lead you into why. What did you like about the information, and why did you like it? This is the one that people miss off. Why did you like the information? Why did that part stand out to you? Right? At this point, they are going to tell you exactly what they want to buy. They're telling you what they need right there. I liked it because this, whatever it is, they're telling you some of the most important facts of what they're looking for right then and there. Now, a lot of people ask this question, what did you like about what you've seen? I don't hear as many people asking, why did that point stand out? And so that's why I said this is going to be 6 questions and 1. We're really only talking about when to ask why. Why is so powerful, and it's a question people don't use enough. But if you use it in conjunction with these other 3, you're going to find yourself getting into deeper conversations. Now, when somebody's telling you about what they like about your program or your service, make sure you're taking note of those things. So when you get to describing more about what you do, when you get to, the gap part of the close or the pitch, however you want to word it, you can speak directly to those things that they liked about it. You want to sell them what they want and then give them what they need. We've all heard it. This is how you find out how to use it. And then this lines up with the second question that you need to be asking to find out what they don't want to stay away from. Now, again, a lot of people are asking, what other options have you considered? Who else have you looked into working with, right? What have you tried up to this point? But how many after that are asking, why didn't it work? Why haven't you already gone with this other person that you're considering? What's stopping you? When you find these things out, now you're finding out what it is that they're either turned off by and don't want to hear about, so you don't bring those up, or you're also going to hear about what they've tried that hasn't worked, and how what you've got is going to go beyond that. Right? It's extremely important to not only know what they're looking for, but know what they want to stay away from. Example, I was on a call with a guy just yesterday, literally, and at the end of the call, he thanked me for my sales method. He said he had talked to one of the other coaches, and we had this exact conversation, and he said the reason he didn't go with him is because he was pushy on the call. It made him feel like all he wanted was the money. He didn't feel like I had made him feel like I cared about what he needed. And it's because of these questions. Why do you need this? Why hasn't it worked? Why aren't you doing more? Find out, right? So many people don't ask that. Why I'm telling you guys is the most powerful question. I'm going to repeat it so many times. You should have it written down. Ask why, because it is huge. Now, when it comes down to the actual pitch, and this is going to be much faster than 30 minutes, so we'll have time to talk. I was expecting live, so I'd be able to answer some questions. But when it comes down to the pitch, a lot of people don't know how to move into asking for the money comfortably. And a lot of times I hear people make a big mistake, and they make it sound too good to be true. They say something like, yes, that's exactly what we do. We can help you with that. We fix that. And they just dig right into this. That's a mistake. You're actually psychologically pushing somebody away from you when you come at it that way, because instantly it triggers the, but wait, there's more feeling. They don't want to be sold. So set up your pitch properly by letting them know, look, based on what you've said, based on what you have told me so far, I feel like what we have might be what you need. That's simple. So first you're letting them know that it's based on what you've told me. You said these things that leads me to believe this, and it might work for you. You don't make the mistake of telling somebody, yes, this is exactly what you need. We do exactly that, right? Because you're setting yourself up to have somebody come back in a month and say, yeah, this didn't do it. Because they didn't put in the work, sure, but you already assured them it was going to. Now you got to fight with that. This keeps that from happening and helps them to see that, it might work for you. And I've only had one person ever actually ask me, well, what do you mean might? Well, that just opens it up for you to explain. Well, I can't guarantee you're going to do the exact process I lay out. If you do, it's worked for others. It should work for you as well. So you got to set this up properly, right? It's a psychological thing. Using this, it's based on what they're saying, as well as you're saying it might work for you if you follow everything properly, right? Now, when you ask them, based on our discussion, do you feel like what we have can help you get there as well? That's huge. You need to find out, because if they say, well, no, not really, you did something wrong in the call, or they're just not a good fit. You know that now. You're not trying to fight with objection handling to get them to buy into something they don't even think works, right? No matter what they say, though, yes or no, you need to ask why. Why do you feel that way? Find out. All of these are helping your prospect to tell themselves that they should be working with you. Right? You ask somebody, look, based on our discussion, I think it might work. You said you wanted to get from here to here. This is what's stopping you. This is what we can help show you how to do. Do you feel that that can help get you there as well? And they say, well, yes, yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. Why do you feel that way? See, people buy off of emotion, but they have to logically justify it. So by asking them, why do you think it will, that gives them the chance to walk through their own logic of why this is going to do what you say it will do. And that leads them into being much more comfortable to, next question is, well, yeah, absolutely. How much? And that sets you up, right? You've taken that whole conversation, pointed at what they have said, what they need, their opinions of why they feel the way that they do, to lead them into asking you, what's it going to take to work with you? It's simple. That question why is so important.
I was going to go ahead.
Please.
I was going to say one interesting thing that you brought up is that you wait for them to ask for the price.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, because can you go into that a little bit about why? About why you would do that?
Yeah. So look, when you bring up the pricing, first of all, it sounds needy. It really does, right from the get-go, because most people throw that in at their pitch. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do this for you. And they try to value stack to make up for what they're about to ask for. And then they're saying, you get all of that for just this much. Now, we were taught in sales, again, I did door-to-door for 8 years, to say the price, shut up, don't speak. Wait for them to talk. Whoever talks first loses. The problem is they know they're being sold right there. They feel right there like you're trying to push them into something. That awkward silence is what they don't like, and they start to push the resistance. Right? That's when you have to start dealing with objection handling with them. They're trying to talk themselves out of what they want now because they feel uncomfortable. Right? It's all about the comfort level. When they ask, that's first of all a very strong buying question. They are truly interested at that point. Mm-hmm. If they don't ask for the price and they just move on with the conversation, you just politely end it because they're probably not going to go any further.
Yeah.
So it's all about psychology. You trying to give them or them asking and wanting what you have.
One of the other things that I think about as you're talking is how much you listen in difference to how much you talk. Mm-hmm. Because in my sales experience is just, it's more valuable to spend a lot more time listening than talking, because you get where their pain points at, you get how you can help them. But please speak on that if you can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you listen to somebody, well, look, relate it to yourself. Everybody wants to feel heard. They want to feel understood. Now, I'll get into some bonus tips here about digging into pains while you're at it. When you're awesome. Listening well, you can ask better questions. So here's a big mistake that a lot of closers make that I have to train out of them, as well as coaches when they're on the call, is they're so stuck on the script that they're already thinking in their own minds of formulating what they're going to say next before the prospect's even done talking. So you're in your own mind, you're not with them right now. You might miss something huge that you could ask about. So when you get into that pain digging part, and I say to do this for goals too, at least 2-3 levels, and then with pain 3 to 5, you want to make your next question formulated specifically about something they just said. Don't just move on with the script. Then it sounds like an interview and they don't feel heard. But if you're listening properly and your next question is, hey, you know what, earlier you said, tell me more about this. What did you mean by this word? Mm-hmm. How long have you been wanting this thing? You're showing interest in them. Everybody wants to talk about themselves. Really? You want to hear about me? Here. And there they go. They open up.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get people talking.
Awesome. I want to mention that I know this already, but you have the best offer in sales.
Thank you.
Can you kind of talk about your offer for coaches and consultants? This is kind of like a no-brainer if you're at the level that you would need this, but I'm going to let Don explain it, but it is an amazing offer.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. So we help coaches and consultants who are starting to feel that time pressure, right? We all got into working online. I mean, yes, first of all, because we want to help people. I mean, that's the only way you're going to make it as a coach, is to have that, in the forefront, but because we want to treat them. We want to be able to work. Look, I live in Kansas. I'm down in Mississippi, 3 blocks away from the beach right now, right? And I can still work. When we get to a certain point, we're still trying to do it all on our own. You're trying to wear every hat in the show. And because of that, it creates time pressure. You're trying to take sales calls, trying to keep up on social media, trying to do the actual coaching sessions themselves. And you'll get to a point where you can't grow any farther. You just don't have the time. That's where we come in. We build, manage, and train professional sales teams for coaches and consultants. That way, you get your time back to either bring in more clients, because you'll have time to take those on, go do something else that you'd prefer, just finally have some time to stop and breathe and enjoy the success that you've built for yourself. Whichever way you want to spend it, it's yours. We take over those sales calls for you. Now, we also have an entire process behind building these. We assign a direct account manager, so you know exactly who to go to. If you have an issue with a closer, you want a question about what we're doing, whatever it is, we have complete integration to all of your systems, whether it be, mixing things between ClickFunnels and Calendly all into one CRM so that our guys can, make the calls and keep everyone connected. Plus, the software automatically records all calls. That's part of the account manager's job, is to make sure they're reviewing calls throughout the week from each of the closers on the team. That way, we keep them at their peak performance. We hear where their problems are so we can speak to them, which again, one of the other benefits is continued training. We do 3 trainings a week. And these guys on our team are required to be there unless they can show me they've got a call schedule. If not, you better be here, because you're not going to get any better if you're not listening to what we're showing you. So it's continued, consistent training. It really is huge what we can do and how much time we can give back to people. And we have pretty much unlimited growth capacity, because we promote and bring up our account managers from within the closing team. They know your offer, they know the products, they understand what the closers need and what the coaches need, both, because they've been there. Yeah, I learned this one when I was driving a truck. Yeah, you always want to have another truck driver as your dispatch, because they know both sides of the show now and they can work with you. You put a dispatcher in there that's never actually been on the road, they don't get it. They can't talk to you about it and understand what you're going through. Same with this here. They can relate to the coaches easier. So yeah, through all of it, it's been a great success with everybody that we've got. We are working with 5 coaches right now. We've got a team of about 45 closers. I've got 3 or 4 that are open to opportunities to take on right now as we're interviewing and bringing on new people. It's been amazing. It's been really fun.
That's awesome. And it also makes me think that even if you're good at closing, you can only do so much with your own time. So even if you think you're if you're closing at a high percentage, great, but would you like to have some of your time back? And if you're not,
Right.
if you're not that great at sales, there's a team that can do it for you.
Right.
So
absolutely. And in the interim, if I might add, that for coaches who aren't quite ready to bring on a whole team yet and want some help with their own sales process, we have a membership group that they can attend those 3 meetings a week, whichever ones they want. Only the team members are required to make all 3, but it's pretty much a closing training mastermind type group that anybody can get into. It's only $100 a month or $9.97 for the whole year, for 3 trainings a week live with myself and my partner.
that is awesome.
That's huge. So yeah.
What I'll do is I'll put the link, if you'll give me the link, and I'll put the link below to join that group, to go through the process to get in that group. And I'll put a link to would they book a call with you in order to talk more about the
Yes.
bring on the sales team? Okay, so we'll put a booking link as well below so that they can reach out to you to get that.
Awesome.
Once again, this is just my biased opinion. I think Don has the best offer in sales. So, and it's kind of like a no-brainer if you're ready for that, to have someone else take that time off your hands. And especially if you're not great at closing, have someone close more sales for you. So anyway, it has been great having you on, Don. And like I said, the links to connect more with Don are below, or to join the group and once again, I think that group would also be very invaluable if you want to just get really, really good at sales. So, yeah, once again, it's been great having you on, Don. Thanks for being here.
Yep. I appreciate it, Doug. Thank you. And y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you.